Good afternoon, everybody. I am Jeffgrantmedia, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 different roller bag offerings from Level 8. We will be talking about the Gibraltar 20-inch aluminum magnesium alloy case, the Elegance 20-inch case, and the Grace 20-inch hard-sided laptop case. We're going to start by breaking out the Gibraltar, Elegance, and Grace into the 4 categories that I feel most people are going to be interested in: the price, the weight, the warranty, and is it carry-on size? The Gibraltar comes in at $399.99 USD. The Elegance comes in at $199.99 USD. And the Grace comes in at $129.99 USD. For weight, the Gibraltar comes in at 15.5 pounds. The Elegance comes in at 10.44 pounds. And the Grace comes in at an even 10 pounds. The Gibraltar has a lifetime warranty. The Elegance has a limited lifetime warranty, and the Grace has a 2-year warranty. And yes, all 3 are carry-on size. Now, originally I was going to do a shootout on all 3 of these cases and see which one would rise to the top. But in thinking about that, I came to the conclusion that all 3 of these cases are actually for 3 different travelers. So one's not better than the other, they're all just a little bit different. So we're going to kind of break it down and see which one of these 3 cases is best for you. We're going to start with the Gibraltar. Now, to start and to be completely honest, any suitcase, no matter what brand, has 2 real functions: to hold your stuff and to get it to where you're going without falling apart. After that, we head into the different levels of travel and styles of travel. And to start out with the Gibraltar, I really think they needed to flip these names between the Gibraltar and the Elegance, because out of all the roller bags they have, the Gibraltar is definitely the most elegant of the bags. Now, it is very, very sexy. It has the soft closed latches, the actual handle. It probably articulates the best out of all 3. The roller wheels are pretty much the same on all of them. It does have slightly different TSA latches because this has the actual latches, whereas the other 2 bags have zippers. So this is going to make your stuff a little more secure because these latches are definitely going to be more secure than a zipper. Now, like any consumer goods, there are different levels of consumers who purchase said goods. And the Gibraltar is the top echelon of the Level 8 cases. Yes, it has a hefty price point at about $400 USD. But the Gibraltar is the case for someone that travels a lot, like at least once a month, probably multiple times a month. So when you're traveling that much, you need quality goods because, again, that second point of what a suitcase does is to get your stuff to point B or C or D without falling apart. And if you're throwing this thing in an overhead, if you're throwing this thing underneath a plane constantly, you need quality goods. Because if you get, say, the $60 roller bag, like the first roller bag that I ever purchased, the thing pretty much fell apart in the airport on me after using it only a few times. So it fell apart and lost part number 2 of what an actual suitcase is supposed to do. So something that's going to get used quite a bit, you definitely want to splurge a little bit more for. And for the person that's going to be traveling that much, $400 is probably not much money for them. Even if they're traveling for work and the business is paying for the travel, generally those are a little bit higher end paying jobs. So you want something that's going to have a little bit more elegance and something that's going to hold up to that constant travel. Now, this suitcase also came in the best packaging out of all of the 3. Both the Grace and the Elegance came in a dust bag inside a shipping box, where the Gibraltar actually came wrapped in the dust bag. Inside, the handles were actually wrapped in foam, the latches were covered, it was inside a nice box that also had the styrofoam along the edges so it didn't get damaged. Then that box was inside a shipping box. So even the packaging was a notch up for the Gibraltar suitcase. So this is the bag for the person that's going to travel quite a bit, whether it be for pleasure or for work, or sometimes people just want to have a nicer looking suitcase, because to be honest, this thing it's nice. It feels nice. It rolls nice. I really like this suitcase. This was my first introduction to luxury suitcases, if you will. And yeah, I used it on one travel. You can see I got it a little scuffed up from cramming it into that overhead compartment, but other than a few of those scuffs in the back, cramming this thing into the bin, it's held up just fine, and it just looks so good. Next, we're gonna move into the Elegance. Now, who is the Elegance case for? Well, this is the little brother, if you will, of the Gibraltar. It still has those same very smooth 360 wheels. The trolley handle still operates quite smoothly. The carry handles are different. They're not those easy down spring-loaded handles. These are just I don't know if it's quite rubber or if it's some sort of poly blend, but both of the grab handles are like that. And it also has the zipper TSA lock, but I really like this lock to begin with. It's just, it functions very nicely, and there's just something satisfying about popping those zippers open. But yes, it also does have these zipper closures, so I think it's still completely secure, but I feel like those latches, they remind me of all the camera gear cases on the Gibraltar. Those latches, I've thrown camera cases, those Pelican cases, and there's a couple brands in and out of vehicles all the time. My drone was in one for a long time. I've shipped that 100 times and it stayed completely safe. It just reminds me of those really heavy duty cases that I definitely abuse. That's why I feel like the latch system is a little bit better. But who is the Elegance for? Well, the Elegance is kind of for everybody else. The person that travels a few times a year, you don't want to spend $400 on a suitcase that you're only going to use once or twice a year. The Elegance is where you want to be. It's pretty durable. I have not used this for any air travel as of yet, but just from bouncing this thing around and doing my full review on it, I really like this case. Also, I mean, it does look a little gray on camera, but this is like an olive drab color, and I'm super partial to the olive color. The wheels are perfect. It fits a week's worth of clothing, no problem, and I can totally fit more clothing in there, but my packing tip is never take too much, because then, you don't have any room for those incidentals that you buy on vacation. So you want to leave a little bit of room inside that bag. But this thing, I have no doubts, would easily take a beating, because it has this poly shell, so it definitely has some give, and it's not super stiff where I feel like it's gonna crack or anything like that. I've had some other roller bags in the past where they didn't break, but they were super stiff, the material, the construction, where I felt like if this thing gets banged around a little bit, it's just gonna crack wide open and all my stuff's gonna come out. So I feel like this is 100% gonna pass both 1 and 2 of what a suitcase is supposed to do. So for the person that's gonna travel a couple of times a year, whether that be air travel, train travel, car travel, yeah, I do take a roller bag sometimes in the car, like when I go to New York City to do the marathon. When you're running a marathon, you need to bring a lot of crap with you, and as much as I can fit all that stuff in a backpack and lug it around the city, when you're gearing up to run a marathon, you want to put the least amount of stress on your body leading up to said marathon, like the couple days before. So a roller bag is super handy when you need to carry a whole bunch of stuff, because you also don't know what the New York City weather is going to be like in early November, so you got to bring a lot of extra stuff, and a roller bag is definitely a way to save your back and your knees and your feet from lugging stuff around the city. So when I do NYC this year, this is going to be where all of my crap is thrown into to go into the city. So this is going to be my average Joe commuter bag, if you will. So this bag I'm gonna end up throwing underneath a bus, and it's gonna bounce around in Pennsylvania roads because they're not good, then New Jersey roads, and then New York City roads, and then I'm sure the bus guys at the station are not gonna be too gentle with it, and I'm confident that this bag is going to come out a-okay. I'm sure it's gonna come out with a scuff or two on it, but really when you throw anything underneath the bus, underneath the plane, underneath the train, I don't know. I never traveled by train, so I don't know. Does it go underneath something? It's probably gonna get banged up and you're gonna get scuffed. So this stuff is meant to be used, so it's gonna get wear marks on it eventually anyway. But for that person that's gonna travel a couple times a year, you still want quality goods, because you don't wanna have what happened to me. I bought like a $60 roller bag, and again, I used it, I think it was the third. It was the third, definitely. I remember the trip. It was the third trip. I was going to the airport. It fell apart on me. Luckily, I was into massive courier bags at the time, so I was able to fit most of my stuff inside my messenger bag and limp home with the broken suitcase. But if I had something like the Level 8 Elegance, I doubt that would have happened to me. Moving on, the Grace hard-sided laptop case. Now, if we're looking at the lineup, this is the least expensive, coming in at about $130 USD. That doesn't mean they skimped on any of the quality. Now, the wheels of this are slightly different. Although they still roll just the same, I think it might just be branding that's different on them as opposed to the actual wheels being any different, because they roll just as smooth as the Gibraltar and the Elegance, but they're just a little bit different. So just a point of note. But who is this for? This is the laptop case. So if you want to see my full review, link down below, links up above somewhere. This is for the business traveler. That is who this bag is geared towards. The person that needs to go from the plane to the business meeting. You have everything you need in one place. So you don't have to worry about carrying that attaché case or that briefcase and forgetting something on the plane. You have all your clothes in the actual inside, and then in the front you have all of your tech. You got your laptop for the presentation, you have your tablet, you have your notebooks, you have all of your notes, everything in the front half. So this is your double use, one bag carry for the business person that's always in a hurry. And the less worry, the better. And that's it. I hope I helped you out a little bit in choosing which Level 8 case was for you. If you were looking at them, you weren't sure which one you wanted, how much money you wanted to spend, which one would meet your needs. I hope this informed you a little bit. There were either links up above or down below to see my full review on all three of these bags. Like I said, originally I wanted to do a shootout to see which one would rise to the top, but they all serve three completely different functions for three completely different travelers. So one's not better than the other. They're all just a little bit different. So I hope I helped you figure out which one was for you. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button, ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.